Welcome once again to Creative Lens, episode 3. And it's getting exciting. It's been a very great learning curve over the past 2 episodes we recorded. And today we have a very special guest, a brother of mine, a colleague, someone whom I met outside in the streets. And today's guest is very special and long time coming. In fact, he was supposed to be in episode 1. He's a busy guy, so getting him logged in hasn't been the easiest. But either way, our guest today, everybody, I'd like to introduce you to Cape Town's royalty, photographer, director, creative all-rounder, Mr. Jesse. Welcome, Jesse, to the show.
Crazy introduction, yo. Damn.
How you feeling?
That's the Wikipedia page, you say.
You know this. Oh, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. The hay fever, the springtime has me a bit... Yo, the health is a bit crazy, but I'm happy to be here. I'm blessed.
Ah, man, that's amazing, man. And thank you for being here, dog. Out in the suburbs, in the southern suburbs. So if you ever want... the burbs, right? So if you want to know where I comes from, you now know, right? Yeah, man. So Jesse, man, maybe let's start from the beginning, man, because I strongly believe that there's so much we can actually unpack today. So maybe let's start by Jesse, man. Just tell us all about yourself, man. Where you come from, man. I know you Cape Townian. In fact, you are the first guest who's originally from Cape Town. Rigby was the second guest. He's from up in Venda. So is Christian.
Nah.
Yeah, man. So is Christian and I. And you're a special guest in the sense that part of the show, Jesse, is to really shine a light on what's happening in the city. And I strongly believe, and just seeing your work, that is very important for what we do here. So maybe let's go back to the beginning. Jesse, just tell us more about you growing up in the city, man. Let's start from there.
So born and raised in Cape Town, like Ank said. I was raised in Athlone, 7764. It's kind of in the southern suburbs, but
it is the southern suburbs.
But it's the beginning of the southern suburbs. Yeah, like growing up, I think my surroundings, I enjoyed it, bro. Like, it's so colorful, such interesting people. Like, I enjoyed growing up where I grew up, and I'm like,
nice.
I still go there. My parents and my grandma still lives there, so like,
shout out to
I'm
us
there all the time, also anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like where I draw a lot of my like core inspiration from.
Nice.
It's just like very family orientated, and yeah, man.
So did you have a camera growing up? I mean, at what stage now does Jesse pick up a camera? At what stage do you go into this route where now meet? I mean, where does that start? Was it school? Did you study, or just one day you just woke up and you're like, yo, I'm running with this? How was that?
I think I've always like growing up, I've always loved movies. My dad loves movies. My grandfather loved movies. So like, I was always just interested in the final product part of it. And like, I think that like went down into photography and just like being interested in the actual art of it.
Nice.
And I think the first time I like remember taking photos on a camera. My mom had this camera that she got from a friend of hers.
Okay.
And like she just got the camera to like shoot family outings and like holidays and stuff like that. So one day I borrowed the camera and I used to go to Killarney Raceway.
Oh, nice.
For the drags and drifting and stuff. And I always was the youngest person in the group.
How old were you at this time?
Probably like 10, 11, like,
wow.
I was a kid and I was just interested in cars because of like my older cousin was always into cars and like his friends and stuff. So I used to go with them. So one day I borrowed the camera and I went to shoot and like.
And that was that.
I enjoyed it so much, but it was like, I didn't see myself as now I want to be a photographer or anything. I think that like really only happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago, like 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So was this COVID forced? You're like, damn, let me get it's COVID. Let me pick up my, because, yeah, I mean, 4 years ago it's COVID, right? Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. 4 years ago is COVID. Okay, so what were you doing before?
Before that, I don't even know what I was doing, bro. Like, I was just figuring out life. I went to study after high school. Like, I dropped out after the first year.
Yeah, I mean, dog, it's crazy because that's almost a very similar story to almost every other creative that I have spoken to, that we have spoken to also. And it's just a general story, basically, you know, on that. Okay, so you leave school then, and what? But again, at what point were you like, I'm doing this? What was the moment for you to say, I'm doing this?
I think like I've always wanted to make art of some sort. So it's like whether it was in music, whether it was design, whether it was video, like wherever I found myself in a team, I would always end up being the creative
around that,
the creative in the team. So I think like I've always had the desire, and like I don't know when exactly the point was where I decided, okay, I want to do this, but I know that it happened kind of just because I wasn't seeing what I would like to see in terms of art. Like I was thinking about ideas that I couldn't find on Pinterest.
Nah. And that's really like, and it's crazy because that also kind of like inspired me to shoot, you know. I never liked pictures of DJs I used to see. Right? So it just so happened I showed a lot of DJs, but I never liked the pictures I saw. So at this time now, so what was that first project that you actually jumped on? I mean, do you recall that?
I think like for me, the kind of defining project that I worked on first was with a friend of mine, Yaish.
Okay.
And we met, like, we'd followed each other for a while. Then we actually met at a protest.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yes.
A femicide protest in COVID.
Well, do what's actually crazy, because that's one of the questions actually. And so why is that important? And let's just go back to the protest, and let's now look at you as documenting that. Why was that important to document that?
I'd always like been going to the protest, like since I think it really got hectic around 2018, 2019.
Yeah. And
like I'd always just gone and supported at the protests and at the marches, and like just been there.
Yeah.
And then I realized like also the documentation of
those moments,
protests, like there was a different way to do it, and I just wanted to show it in a different way, and in a more, because a lot of the people that also inspired me, like I'm thinking of, say, Imran Christian.
Yeah.
Like he also, for the Fees Must Fall protest,
yes,
that's where he kind of like found his voice at first as a student and someone that was learning his craft. So I think just being there physically for most of the marches, I was just like, let me take a camera to this one. And I ended up shooting. And
no, that's amazing, dog.
Still some of my favorite pictures.
Yeah, man, because I was going through your page and with Ghost Bunny, and we're just talking about it, like, wow, just documenting those special moments, those key moments in the city also, right? And that goes a long way. And speaking of which, what was your first camera?
My first camera, I was working for Media 24 for Naspers Labs.
Really?
At like, this is 2019.
Yeah.
So they ended up buying a camera for the kind of like for the company to like shoot at the events and stuff. And then the one day I was like, let me actually shoot. Because they had a Google event that they were hosting.
Yes.
I think it was in Philippi.
Nice.
And I was like, let me go shoot this.
Yeah.
So then they allowed me like to start taking the camera home and I would then go shoot.
So, I mean, so
Bleep that part.
no, I mean, so do you remember some projects that you shot at the time having access to that camera?
I remember like shooting a lot of stuff. Like I was quite involved in church. So, like I shot some stuff for my church.
Nice.
And then I think one project that I did on that camera that like really actually coming back to the Yaish point.
Yes.
Because I did a video for his brand called Darren Posh. And it was like shot on that camera that I was borrowing from the job.
Wow. But that's how many get started, dog. Like if you look at many of even like mates like Rigby a few weeks ago, you know, like in Alu, they called me like, yo, with a shoot, they'd hired some gear, they shot over the weekend, and they just had the gear sitting at their house. And they were like, yo, I'm a lumen, let's go and shoot. But that's usually the trend for everybody. When you have access to this gear, it's game time.
Yeah.
You know that, okay, it has to go back at some point, so let's shoot with it now. So now, at this stage, you see, like, you're shooting all this work. Again, were you at any point saying, this is how I'm going to make money? Was that it? Because I take it sounds like you're figuring out, you're trying to navigate, and that happens to the most of us, right? At what stage were you like, I think this will become something I do?
I think it's just like during COVID, I ended up losing the contract that I had at Naspers Labs. Like they obviously just went. COVID was a shock to everybody.
COVID, yeah, man.
And then like once that happened, it was like, I know how to do this. We figured out, and then like I was assisting a lot of people. I think someone that I enjoyed assisting a lot was a photographer called Index Finger.
Index Finger.
Kind of a local legend. Used to shoot like youngster and like that type of
work.
Wow. Say like 2050.
What's his name?
Index Finger.
Index Finger. The link is somewhere below here. So yeah. So yeah. Definitely. No. So we definitely need to get him on the show, man. So this is.
He lives in New Zealand now.
What? But no. But you know what? We'll still do it like remotely. You know, because if it's from the city, man, I just feel like these are stories that we just need to just document.
Yeah, and these are people that also like their voices.
Yeah,
you heard at the time that they were.
That's
really
correct.
Making the work because there wasn't platforms for their voices to be heard.
Wow, man. So okay, so now it's COVID time. You working. Do you remember the first paying gig that you had? Where you were like, man, I'm getting some sneakers with this money.
That didn't happen for a while, but I think like I started getting small. Like I started building up my rate from like very small. I think it was like at some like 600 an hour or something like that, just for some portrait shoot.
Yeah.
And then I think I can't remember the first.
So were you shooting in Athlone at the point? Were you doing portraits in Athlone, been at home from there?
In Athlone, and then like when you just take portraits from anybody on Instagram, you end up shooting at the Rhodes Memorial.
Yes, exactly.
You end up shooting at that bridge there in Maitland.
Oh man, tell me about that. Has its yeah, exactly that. Oh, wow, quite interesting. Like quite interesting. And then now, just to go back, now at what point now do you get involved in street culture? And when I say street culture, I'm just talking about creatives within the culture who are outside, really, whether it's going to be a fashion brand, whether it's going to be a graphic designer, whether it's going to be working with models, but just around that street. Because when I met you initially, I really want to talk about street photography as it might be, but really we're documenting street culture. In the time I was documenting a lot of the broke boys. So at what point does this shift happen for you as a creative?
I think it was all around that same time because I was just like hustling at that time. I was just trying to get to know everybody, and I'd been going to some of the parties and stuff before COVID and before I was like doing photography and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just going to enjoy music
Yeah.
most of the time. So like I had already known some of the people that I'd want to get to know more on like a professional level now. And I think for me, when I reached out to Ace to document the launch of...
So we pause on that. When you say reach out to Ace, so this is Ace Broke Boys, right? Was it on Instagram? What was happening? Was it on Mixit? I'm exposing my age, right? But Mixit was a thing, right?
What is your name? What is your Mixit name?
Ish, dude. It was Dice Jones. It was DJ Dice.
Damn, DJ Dice.
Yes, I was a DJ back then.
Ish, mine was like Soldier Boy.
Okay, cool. So then, so this is obviously Instagram, I take it.
So, Ace was running this account called Hopeful Thrifts. And he always had he had fly stuff, bro. He always had like the Dickies.
Wow.
Had like the Converse, Levi. Like, he had nice...
Like you as a fashion plug.
Yeah. And especially like that Pansula style. And it's
Yeah.
like I started, because I like dangris. I like that type of style and chucks.
Okay.
So I remember trying to buy this Dickies suit from him one time, and then I think it got sold before I got the chance to message. But then after that, I just started I went to go follow his personal account, and I was just following him. I'd listened to Coins on SoundCloud before.
So Coins was wait. So Coins was a SoundCloud DJ.
He dropped like a mix on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But so then when I saw Broke was launching, because they'd been around for a bit, they'd hosted a couple of things.
Yeah.
But then I saw, okay, damn. And I was following Jason also, because Jason lives in the same area as me. So Jason shot their first campaign.
Interesting.
Yeah, Jason and Tara. And so I was just okay, Broke looks like the one.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go anyway.
Yeah.
And I think the day before I just messaged Ace. I'm like, bro, don't worry if there's no budget or nothing. I just want to know if I can come through and shoot and document, and then we take it from there. So from that day, it's just been locked in, bro. With him, with Coins. I remember me and Slow, only really connecting a couple of weeks later.
Wow.
Onke, Roscoe.
The whole squad.
Yeah. So I think I just locked in with them on a personal level, and those have become my brothers, bro.
Nice. So then, how now you as a human that's documenting, now how important is your role in all this? And the reason why I ask is because someone has to document, I know, I know, when I always joke and say, if not us, who will, right? So just share your journey, especially as someone who's documenting, and how that has impacted how you work. We're just working with the Broke Boys, for example, because you've done a lot of work, I think a lot of body of work that when you go to the We're Broke page, etc., it's really, really quite in depth. Just jump us into that process of being, yes, a photographer, but also being a creative around director, for lack of a better word, whether it's let's go and shoot in these locations. Because as the person who's documenting, you sort of you see the picture first, right, in your head all the time before anybody else really does. And sometimes the picture makes sense in the background. Okay, cool, let's go and shoot behind containers, right? Let's have a pit bull on the shoot, those kind of elements. Just walk us through the process and your ways of working when it comes to working on projects such as that with the Broke Boys, that is.
I think I actually need to stop saying I think. So my approach is to approach each project I do differently. And giving each project its own identity.
Nice.
So for example, the work I've been doing with Broke that I started 4 years now, 4 years ago. It's always been about documenting, because I think it's understanding and realizing that homies are making history.
Yeah.
Like, we're living
In
in
the
history
moment,
being made.
yeah.
So if someone's not going to document it, it's just going to become forgotten, and it's going to become this like exclusive type of
Thing.
if you know, you know.
No, yeah.
But that's not how it should be, because at the end of the day, the documentation is for future generations.
Yeah,
to
man.
both like learn from the mistakes, learn from the successes, and just draw inspiration. So with that, I always approach it from a documentary point of view. Even when I'm shooting conceptual stuff with them, it's like, let's shoot real life.
Real life, nice.
Then when I do like for other project, I might decide it needs to live in a more surreal type of world. It doesn't. It shouldn't feel too documentary.
Yeah.
Then I will like draw inspiration from things like anime and comic books that I grew up on.
Wow. So then let's just stop there for a bit. Can you just illustrate an example how that anime played a part when you in anyone's shoots? Like you saw something, you're like, we need to do this.
So, like most of what I shoot is music at the end of the day. And so I draw a lot of inspiration from the music itself. And playing with, like, basically my job is to create the visual space of the sonics, of the sound. So there's already a base there with the music. All I have to do as the visual artist coming in is putting it in a world that people can see, and not only
from that perspective.
So that's why sometimes it will be very real life.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's gonna be completely
from a different place,
like a different planet.
Yeah,
different universe.
Man. No, that's crazy exciting. Then it then takes me to the next place, Cape Town FC. Are you a soccer fan?
I love football, yo.
What's your favorite team?
Ish.
Please don't say Man United.
Ish.
Because they're hurting everybody. Yeah, they're going to hurt you.
I'm hurt. That's why I haven't been okay for the last 10 years in my life.
I know, right? No, Man United really been, I know, they really hurt us. I know. But you must say, Man City has been on it.
Ish. We'll see after the court case, eh?
A great answer from a Man United fan.
The hate runs deep, but
So yeah, I mean, like, so with soccer, did you play soccer when you were younger? I mean, I know we all did, but were you like, I'm going to be a soccer player?
I thought, but I wasn't that good. I was really not that good. Also, as a kid, like I was, and I still am, like more of a homebody. Like I don't really like leaving the house. So I was always more into computers. And
do you know what's crazy? When I tell that to people, like I just get it. No, Uncle, you lying. You're always outside.
Yeah,
right? But I mean, and it's crazy because unless I'm operating, I'm never really outside.
I get you.
And I love being in my house. Like to your point, right? I want to walk into coffee down the road from my place. I want to read the newspaper. Like that's how I can like to do stuff. So now you're a homebody, and where do you fit in the Cape Town FC story? And I love the work. I love the project you did on film. Like we'll talk about that. But let's just jump into Cape Town FC. How did that start?
Firstly, shout out to Cape Town City. Like I think they're the team that's kind of representing Cape Town.
Yeah.
Right now, we need a trophy though.
Yes, we do.
We need a trophy.
I mean, did we not win the league when Benny was coach at some point?
MTN 8.
8. I know we won some big. And
it was MTN 8 to the Telkom knockout.
Yeah, I know it was one of those. I know we won.
Tinkler also won. One of the
one of those. Hey, I feel bad not knowing enough about Cape Town FC.
But basically, like, I approached the guy that was like, he was part of a social media team. Like, I was
Nice.
just like messaging someone and seeing if it's possible. And so this guy called Alvino.
Nice.
We spoke last year. He approached me first, he just emailed me one day. Like usually, these days when you get an email, you're like, damn, this guy's kind of serious.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy? How an email now is a serious thing, right?
So then, he had originally emailed me about his brand that he was starting.
Okay.
And like doing visuals for his brand, and we ended up not doing that shoot, but just like staying
Just
in
chatting,
touch.
yeah.
And then just like, damn, this bro, like we're working, and we just stayed in touch and in contact over the next couple of months. Then one day I just said like, I mean, let's do something on film, because there's this guy that I had been following on Instagram for a while called Expired Film Club.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yo, that guy goes crazy. So I remember just seeing his work over like months, because there was a time when he was just taking his camera to stadiums and shooting.
And just shooting, yeah.
And then one day he got approached to shoot the FA Cup semi-final.
And there we go.
And it was so insane for United, actually.
Wow.
And then I sent that to Alvino. He said, okay, let's lock in. Then I had a game against,
Wow.
I think it was against Pirates.
I think it was Pirates. It was Pirates.
No, Kaiser Chiefs. It was
Yeah,
Chiefs.
but it was at Alton Stadium, right?
Stadium.
Yes.
And it's like, that's also like the
Also really
from
that.
where I grew up. I used to see that stadium outside of our house.
But
every
then
day.
Jesse, I want to let's just now we'll come back to that. Let's just pause a bit. And I think the part I just want to discuss is the power of reaching out. I think to a lot of people or young people who are trying to start, just the fact you said, you just DM'd and you just said, let's work. How important is that? Just reaching out, and just talk about that just a bit.
I mean, like social media has like a lot of cons, but one of the biggest pros is that people are just a text away.
Yeah.
It is easier to reach out to people.
Yeah, it's only a number, WhatsApp.
Yeah. It's just like, and at the end of the day, people are busy. So like you just have to send, and like obviously put intention into what you send, and think about how you can approach this, and like the direction and everything before you just hit somebody up.
Correct,
no reason, because people are busy.
Yeah, you can't just be like, hi, hey.
Like, be intentional about it.
Yeah, man.
But you're gonna get a lot of people that some people are never gonna see your message. Some people are gonna read it. They'll just open it and then close it, or you'll just be in somebody's message requests.
I know.
But like at the end of the day,
but if you don't ask,
what's that saying? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, that's it, right? Wow. So now, back to Cape Town FC, the film project. Just how was that being there shooting? But not only that, for me, it's just also the confidence. Because when you shoot this film, it's it's a, because you see after production, after process, right? And they came out exceptionally well. Just take us through you shooting on film, just your process, and just getting the quality of work that you got out of. What was that? And again, two-part question. How did you get onto film? Do you YouTube to try and learn how to shoot? How are you learning? How is all this information coming to you to say, hey, I'm going out there and I'm going to shoot, and we see the body of work? But what's Jesse's problem? Maybe just take us through your film process to where does film start from you and ending with the Cape Town FC conversation, because that's the content that we see. And usually with film, that's also not your first shoot. That's shoot like 5 million and 84, right? So which means you've done a lot of shoots on film to really get to that. So what's your process, if you can just unpack that a little bit?
I've always been kind of interested in film photography and analog photography. And I was always like just wanting to learn about it for interest's sake. So people like Hisham Dalarot, like Jason. These were people that I had access to that were shooting on film.
So Jason has been shooting on film for a minute.
Jason's been shooting on film. I think he shot, like you were shooting on film before. He picked up a digital camera.
Wow.
Film.
Wow, that's
so like there was a lot of film photographers, very good film photographers, coming out of Cape Town, like Tara, Luke Beldoman, Solik, like these are people that I was following, and it's like, damn,
they're pushing.
I could see the difference with shooting film compared to digital, especially at that time.
Yeah.
So like there was just a lot of asking, and then I ended up buying a camera at Milnerton Market.
So what film camera are you using?
That at that time.
Yeah.
It was just some Minolta, the SRT 101, I think. I bought it for 600 Rand at Milnerton Market.
Wow, shout out to Milnerton.
Shout out to that guy at Milnerton. I bought a camera from him like, when was it? Like in February again, a point and shoot. Like he's still there, and
I'm looking for a film camera here, but I want like a Contact T6 or the T2. I know. Like I'm a problem. So that's why I'm not getting into film, because I'm going to be, I'll have to sell a kidney, bro. but I'm also on that. If I have to do it, that's how I want to do it. Like I want a camera to fit into my pocket and just walk around with it. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you get the camera. So what camera did you get in Feb at Milnerton Market from the guy?
I just got I needed a point and shoot for the project. The camera doesn't work anymore again. Like the thing with film also, don't get too attached, bro. Like
really,
camera might just stop working. Like
that's what's gonna break my heart, right?
You might just charge it to the game.
Okay. So your process now. So you're asking questions. Are you online? Are you YouTubing? What's your process when you get home? How are you improving your craft?
So it's a lot of like making mistakes. With film, it's getting back empty film rolls, just blank. A lot of it. And realizing that, damn, you just spent. And I think back like a couple of years ago, it was easier because it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, now it is.
That's why I haven't actually shot. I haven't shot anything on film since July.
Yeah,
that stuff I did with 900.
That's the last time. That's the last.
Because it's so expensive, yo.
No, it's crazy because the same thing when I was talking to Christian, and he was like, yo, film is not the thing. Don't get into it if you don't need to get into it, right? But I guess he's a purist. I guess if you're a purist, like it's a different thing, right? In terms of, I would just shoot on film. So we go back to Cape Town City. So now, what was your planning process like to shoot for Cape Town City on film at the time when you're prepping it up?
So I had shot like a fan day type of thing for Cape Town City, where they had like a celebrity 11-a-side game.
Okay.
So I was like, I shot football that time. But then obviously like on this stage, it's a lot bigger. So I think my approach, I just made sure I was very prepared. I didn't want to shoot on the camera I had because it was acting a bit crazy on the last 2 rolls. So I borrowed a camera from Jason, which is kind of like the story of my life. I've been borrowing cameras from Jason.
Shout out to Jason.
Shout out to Jason.
Yeah, so, no, I think, look, he has to be the next guest, definitely.
So I just kind of made sure I was very prepared in terms of the film and like finding a place where I can load film. I had like a jacket so that I could do it load film under the jacket.
Yeah, so lights.
Like I was just like kind of being prepared, but then on the day, it was just so natural. Like I was moving with Alvino throughout the game, but they told me like I can basically just walk anywhere around the pitch.
Nice.
And then I got some BTS stuff like in the tunnel.
Nice.
Until like just of the players, and then the coach came and they said, "Nah, tactics." So yeah, that was a fun experience because it did feel so natural. Like I didn't feel that imposter syndrome that you sometimes get.
Yeah.
And then there was that nervousness.
Yeah, I mean,
after you shot, and then you're gonna that was on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So you can only take the film
On
to
Monday.
get developed on Monday.
Yeah.
So you're sitting.
Is it Cape Town Film Supply?
Yeah, Cape Film Supply.
Yeah, shout out to them too.
So and then they ended up someone I bought a roll of film that they couldn't develop on medium format. So I was like, and
Okay.
it's I was excited to shoot medium format.
I know. Wow. So where do you, so I mean, now that you've said it, because again, I know we just spoke of film, I know spoke of content, but the other thing you have to do film has to be with a medium format.
Yo.
I know, right? Yes, I know it's a problem, right? So just tell me a little bit more about medium format and why it's important when it comes to documenting such elements. Why medium format? Why did you choose medium format out of all formats?
I think for me it's less about the medium format and more about the Mamiya glass, the lenses on those Mamiyas, and the camera itself. It's just I liked when I first bought it. I liked that it was big and heavy. And
Yeah,
feel like a tank. Yeah. I enjoyed that, and I still kind of enjoy it because
same here, right? It must feel like something.
That
right?
camera has fallen. I've dropped it. But camera it's good.
Wow.
So I think for me, I wanted to do portraits and mainly fashion and that type of thing on medium format, because getting that color, I can get the color digitally, but when I shoot on 35mm film, the color it doesn't get all the detail. But then with 120mm, it's so
something
sharp.
else. It's sharp, right?
Once you get that, if you get your focus right, it's so sharp. It can look like a painting, and the bokeh on those.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I guess with medium format, especially the 120, it's just preparation, I guess, right? And it's always, but I guess it's always nice to have it in the sense of, but it also makes sense because I'm so wanting to do prints. I wanted to. I know I'm going to do prints, but in my mind I'm like, I've just been messing with the idea, but I'm like, it's another. How many kidneys can I sell, right? To do the prints, but I'm thinking of doing prints. But if I have to do them, the medium format would definitely be dope to do prints on that. I can imagine. Have you done prints with your medium format? Have you done?
I've done last year for Christmas. I did some prints. Also, it's not that expensive. If you
Really,
if you actually dive into it, there's this company called Dog Ear Editions. Their work is so they really care for printmaking. So I did some shoots. I shot my grandma.
nice.
And then Jason shot myself and Ayanda.
Nice.
So on the Mamiya. So then I printed that, and it's just the
Crazy.
color and the sharpness that it pulls.
And how big is that? How big is the print?
It's A3. So I gave one of myself and Yandi. I gave to her for Christmas, and I gave my grandma one for Christmas.
Man, that's dope, dog. That's actually crazy. And Spotify, how was that?
Spotify.
As in the work that you guys did, was it the little kid who got into the house? The show that they were having. PPC, yeah. How was that? Just take us more into that world. And how was that? And what were you doing on that on that project?
So that was a clothing capsule that Spotify, that Papillon Club did in collab with Spotify.
Yeah.
The clothes were really fire.
Yeah, man.
So Luke Doman, that I've been with, we've done a lot of projects in the past, and we just have a very good
relationship with him.
Just personally and in terms of work. We just have
vibe,
good synergy.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, and then so he directed he had the ideas, and he basically just asked me to help him direct in terms of the technical aspect of it. So I operated on there. I was on there as a assistant director.
Nice.
But I was also kind of giving input, and myself and Ayanda she produced.
Nice.
like kind of with Luke making the treatments and like all the technical stuff
Okay.
in terms of camera. I was kind of the one talking to the DOP.
Nice.
And Luke was like more overseeing.
What's in everyone
the
else?
direction
I mean, the whole
because-
project. Okay.
Because he knows at the end of the day, like we're working with Luke, the one thing I really enjoy is that he knows what he wants the end product to
Yeah,
look
to
like.
be.
So he's very he's a visionary.
Yeah.
So it's like he doesn't mind if things sway as long as the message is the same at the end of it.
Nice, man. And for the kids out there watching this and who want to be involved in such projects, man, is there a way in, man? Like, many a times these projects tend to be, I don't want to use the word gatekeeping, like that's not the right word. But if you don't know, you don't know. You know, like there's always that, who do you know, how you got in, like you said, I mean, you know, look. But I guess also the bigger conversations around networking, but just if you're someone who is just at home making dope edits, or you have a vision to shoot, or you're just shooting your friends at the house, how would you suggest they put out their name or build up their brand if it's someone who's starting out?
I'm still figuring out that part.
Yeah.
But
I mean, so what has worked for you? Like, what has worked for Jesse?
I think the easy thing, or not the easy thing, but what has helped me a lot is that I am outside a lot, even though I'm a homebody.
You have to be outside. I always like to say outside.
Yeah, so I do get the chance to network and connect with people. Obviously, like it's not that solid because most of the things that I am shooting is nighttime, like club events and stuff. So
Yeah.
people are not trying to talk. People are not trying to network there.
And outside.
Yeah, but I think it's just about always in those type of situations having good energy and like meeting people, introducing yourself,
Yeah.
just being respectful, and like, because I probably have done it in the past, and like a lot of people make the mistake when you're out, like, nah, you must go out to network.
Yeah, man.
And then when you don't get, like, when you're not getting the response from people that you expected, now you hard on yourself. But at the end of the day, just like be respectful to other people and approach them. Like approach people.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna be douchebags, but
yeah, exactly.
like at the end of the day, just keep as long as you know yourself and you know the direction that you kind of want to head in, it should make it, or it has for me, like when I have been knocked down and I've gotten a response that I didn't expect, just knowing that like my journey is a lot further than just this moment.
Trust in the process.
Yeah, trust the process.
And what's cool about being a creative in the city of Cape Town?
Not the money.
Hey, we need money. Hey, guys.
Not the money.
Clients, hey, book us. We need money.
We need it.
We need money.
But I think my favorite part about being a creative and artist in Cape Town is how colorful it is. Cape Town doesn't need a lot of work. You don't need to do like a lot of post-production.
Yeah,
basically.
the backdrop just of the city is good enough.
And the people that live here, there's so many stories to tell. So, and you see it when people come here from Europe, from the US. They come here and they tell the stories already here.
Wow.
So I think it's just about us now taking it to the next level and becoming the documentarians of our own culture.
Okay, and speaking of culture, you, Jesse, today, at this age that you are today, how important is culture for you when you do your work? When I say culture, I think I'm also talking about whether you look at it from home culture, whether you look at it in street culture, whether you look at it from music culture, and the things that we do. Because, earlier on, I think we spoke about documenting, and it's crazy how I also avoid using words like photography, you know, we're documenting, right? So that's always the word. But how important is culture to the work that you do?
Culture is basically everything I do.
Mm.
Everything that I make and create and conceptualize, it's birthed from some culture.
Nice.
So I think like even going forward, like for the rest of my life, I'm a very inquisitive person and I want to learn about different cultures all over the world and stuff. So I don't think I ever wanna. I definitely never wanna lose the cultural aspect of my work.
Nice.
That is the driving force behind
it all.
behind everything I do.
Dubai.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dubai.
I want to.
Not shaking your on a yacht in Dubai like Tashinga would say on his record. not like that. But I've seen like you've put in some work in that market. How was that, and how important was that for you from an experience perspective, and maybe learning perspective? But what was Dubai like for you, and why were you out there?
Dubai is insane. It's just it's just like such an eye-opening experience. I went over in December for Seoul DXB.
Yeah, how was that?
It's a very, very good festival. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I went over to document Broke
Nice.
and Pot Blanc Club because both brands were
out there.
Broke was one of the spotlight brands. So Seoul, basically, it's a fashion and music festival.
Yeah.
Like a very good hybrid.
Nice.
And I think last year they like spotlighted 8 brands around the world. So Broke was one of them.
Awesome.
And then Pot Blanc Club. Well, Solik has had a footprint in Dubai for such a long time.
Wow.
So he used to go there as Leaf. Now he goes with Pot Blanc Club. So Solik was also kind of the person that was like the connector
Of it all.
Like at the end of the day, we weren't booked there yet. So like getting media passes and just being able to shoot and getting us into like the after parties, stuff like that. It was really an insane experience.
Yeah.
It was this time, I think one of the craziest moments of that festival.
Yeah.
We were watching I forgot the rapper's name.
Ghostface Killer.
Nah, it's one of these OG rappers, and from the 80s. He was there on stage with the pump jacket.
Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
And then literally like 20 meters away, Joey Badass is standing there watching Big Daddy. Because that's also people that like inspired him.
Exactly. Yeah, Joey Badass, definitely. Wow.
He's just standing there enjoying it with his security around him. And then we're like, damn, the world is so small.
Isn't
I could hook up to Joey Badass right now.
Yeah, that's it, right?
And I think that was probably the most inspirational thing that I experienced that weekend. And I still have the media pass, like I'm keeping it. I hold on to all my media tags.
We all do. Wow. And just to come back, to Cape Town, there's a photo that I like of yours. I'm not too sure who the rapper is, but we'll put the link somewhere here. Maybe you can correct me here. You took the rapper, I think he's been carried, he's crowd surfing. Tell us more about that image.
Oh, damn. I think that's probably my favorite photo.
That's a dope picture. So tell us more about that picture.
So that was taken in Amsterdam, Netherlands. I was there last year, August. Ayanda and myself kind of just went over to network that time and do some work because we had known some people like before. Yeah. So that festival was run by TNO. Okay. TNO and Smub. So TNO, like we knew them, the new originals, they come to Cape Town, they've done work with Broke. We've developed friendships like with them coming back and forth. So like I just wanted to, I remember Ibn and Maru were here,
Okay.
and Rizki were here in like March 2023.
Okay.
And I told him, they were telling me about the festival that they ran in August. I said,
I wanna go.
I'm coming in August. He said, okay, no problem. When you come here, don't worry. You can come shoot, whatever. So yeah, they sent us like myself and Ayanda tickets, and they gave us like backstage passes and
Wow.
stuff. Then I was just shooting there. It was such a crazy experience, like experiencing mosh pits. Like people, kids, especially, like they look like 18, 19-year-olds.
And for me, it's always even the water on your camera. That's what mosh pits are crazy, because they always involve liquids.
But I think they even like people, they don't come there like really to drink or to get drunk.
Yeah, it's just to turn up.
They just coming there to get violent, bro.
I know.
So that the artist and the photographer, his name is Ray Fuego, and that performance was with his band, like a punk band.
Wow.
It's like hard, like it sounds like metal. I don't know what, like different types of rock, but that's the craziest level of rock. Yeah, and there in that photo, I think like right after that, because I took like 4 photos, and then he'd like come past, but then it just got so crazy, like around. Because now everybody wants to, I don't know what everybody's doing there under him, because people are rushing to be.
Yeah,
but then I just dipped after I got that one shot.
And sometimes, like when you shoot, like there's always that, when you have the shot.
Yeah.
That was the shot. Like for me, it's this. I never get tired of seeing that shot.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wow. I was like, the odds of really getting a shot. Sometimes and you can never really like replicate that. And you always have that. No. And is there a favorite photograph? I mean, a favorite photo that you have taken that you like? That you always say, this is my favorite picture.
I think my favorite picture right now is the one that I took of Coins after he set at Daisy's last year. Like the backdrop, they had this LED screen at the Maybelline stage when he was playing. And after he set, it just went dark because then Surreal was playing after him. So in that moment, like, it was just this feeling of, it was kind of like overwhelming.
Wow.
Because it's like, damn, the work that we're doing is paying off slowly but surely. Also, both of them, Coins and then both Surreal Sessions, they all from like Kales River. They kind of grew up, they went to the same schools and stuff like that. So, like seeing that moment and all that emotion that was on his face at that moment.
Yeah, man.
He just killed that set.
It's 360, like full circle moments, dog. Like, it's just us kids having these crazy dreams, and then tomorrow you're like on global stages, and it's so surreal. And wow, like I'm just just really thinking about it, and I can just imagine. And sometimes, like when you're shooting, man, you feel that moment, like you get those goosebumps, like damn, we're here. And the cave. Can you just unpack it a little bit more of what the cave is? But I think above all, let's look at more. I see you put a lot of work around treatment, look and feel. And just run us a bit more about that process and why that particular direction. Because I know for the longest time you had green and the latest one was black and white. But what's your thought process behind something like the cave? And especially from a visual output perspective, seeing that you're on YouTube, you got all the other elements coming through. Can you just unpack that a little bit more for us?
So the cave is an event that was founded by Kane, the DJ. He hit me up like in the build up to the first event because they wanted me to do the after movie for the event. And then while we were talking, he was just telling me a bit more because I like to know what I'm shooting.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I go to shoot. So we linked up. We linked up, and we were just talking because he had also, I'd kind of creative directed his rebrand when he went from Foreign Matter to Kane. Like I shot the first stills, I did like the first rollout video of his new name and branding and everything.
I didn't know DJs could change their names.
Didn't you change yours?
Shout out to shout out to Kane.
You went from now you Uncle Dice. That's his DJ name.
I know, right? Ish. I didn't even choose the uncle part, but shout out. No, I'm uncle now. I just remember just being called uncle. And I was like, oh, I guess that's what we're doing now. So no, but shout out to everyone. Oh wow, okay.
So then after the first one, I told him now let's do the first one. And then I'll do the after movie. After movie was sick. The stills were sick. And I said we'll talk again after the first one. So then we kind of spoke about me coming on as a visual director type of role, which then evolved into the creative director of the cave.
Yeah.
And basically my role there is the visual and brand identity
Of it.
of the brand, because we see it more as a brand and just an event. And I think like what makes my work easy is that Kane, we have a team of it's like we're about like 7.
Oh wow, nice.
And for the longest time, like we've all just been doing, we all very hands on. We all set the event up ourselves. Like the visuals, I do the video. We have Jason that does the stills. Everybody's like, but everybody has a role, but everybody's very involved in the
put together
as a whole. So with knowing how considered Kane is when putting together the lineup, I then have that same approach with the visual identity of the event, and then that goes from the rollout of the event to the event itself to the post-event content.
Nice.
Like making it all this seamless thing, because like you said before, it always starts like when you see things that you don't like. Like sometimes you would see event pages, especially like Instagram is kind of our portfolio.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Yes,
And
it
it's
is.
like, damn, why is it so messy?
I know, right?
Like, why can't I see like a thread running through? It kind of looks like a collage almost, but it doesn't make sense.
I know what you
So then
mean.
with the cave, we do less content because we do less events, but our content is a lot more considered,
Stronger, yeah.
intentional.
And I like that. I like that, man. And shout out to Ken and everybody at the cave. And the link is somewhere near below. But definitely the cave is 100% Cape Town brand, and it's beautiful. And it really just embodies what we do in Cape Town. And one last question, not the last question, but just as we ending out, Old Biscuit Mill, neighborhood markets. Tell us a little bit more about that. And I'm always meet there. I mean, yeah. So what you doing there? Like at the market? What you guys doing there? I know there's Corinne. I know there's Jason and everyone else. But what you guys doing over there?
So a couple of months ago, I think we started in July. Myself, Jason, and Corbin took over the social media of
Nice.
neighborhoods market. Basically just to give it a more documentary type of style, because neighborhoods in itself is such a big and popping brand. Like
It is.
so that place in itself is such a hack. Like it's always there's already a culture there, and I think us coming into the space, we were approached, or I don't know actually how it happened, but we met with Ben, who runs Neighborhood.
Shout out to Ben.
Shout out to Ben. And he kind of like told us about this rough idea he had in his head. But he wanted someone to come on and basically give it a new and
Life.
fresh life, basically. So then Corbin is also a genius.
What it
I
does.
don't know what his IQ is, but we need to run a test. So he put together myself and Jason in a team with him. Initially, I was doing the video, Jason was doing stills, and then Corbin would run the strategy.
Yeah.
And then now, like, Jason dabbles in video, I do some stills sometimes. And like, I think going forward, we are gonna be there like for this coming season, and we'll see beyond.
No, what's crazy for me is, if I tell you, I think I've been shooting at the mill for like 9 years. And for me, it started off as a project is, what can I do consistently? You know, at the beginning of the year, I was saying, let's go to the gym. So I've used the mill. That's where I've met everybody. I met you guys. That's where I met everybody. And that's really why I love the mill. Like the Old Biscuit Mill, it's just the networking capabilities that come there, and you just have to explore that part. And yeah, man, and shout out to you guys, man. I love the work you guys are doing. You've very much humanized it, you know. And see, in my other worlds that I live in, I do marketing, understanding user behaviors when it comes to marketing. But we always talk about how to humanize something in terms of humans want to see humans. No difference to when clothes, they must be on a body, right? That's how they're worn. And the fact that you guys are bringing out more of the character really brings that place alive. And shout out to the team that was doing it before. That was great. I love y'all's direction and just focus humanizing it. And I think that's the only word I can really use. You have humanized in such a way I can go on and go, wow, I want to be there. And how you bring out the fashion, how you bring out all these things. So man, shout out to you guys killing it over there. And in ending, Jesse, what do you want to be remembered for?
Damn. You know, it's a question people ask you all the time and you never have the answer. But I think, what do I want to be remembered for? I would love for my work to live on beyond me. I think I'm only a vessel.
Yeah.
I'm just being obedient, like to the calling and to my, I think what my role in this universe is. And I think more than anything, I want to be remembered for always leading with love and passion.
Man, that's deep.
Yo. I would also love for you know, when artists get, like, I want to get rich before I die.
Yeah,
I know. After you die, also want to.
I know we'll make this money, man. Like, yeah, man, that's it. And I mean, yeah, man. But I know earlier on, just touching back to the days, is you spoke about designing estates, design. Just quickly tell us about that.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to do DJ Lag's like intro video before his set. I actually like missed his set because I was shooting for another artist that was playing at the same time.
Oh man!
So I didn't like get to see it live, but nearly took my laptop out that project because I was in After Effects and like
I know, right?
But it was really also just inspiring to be able to work with an artist that I've listened to.
Yeah.
Like I got into Gom again. Like I enjoyed Gom when it was up like 2016, but then I kind of got back into it. See, with Lag, I just started seeing like DJ Lag all over the world, bro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
How a genre that was created in a room in South Africa,
I know it's out in the world,
can connect to people all over the world, and then being able to also now work with that artist
at the Daisies.
At Daisies, I shot him for at Neighborhoods.
Yeah,
he was booked at Heritage.
Yeah, that was dope.
That set was insane, yo.
Yeah, I know.
Also, like, I was with him. I documented like kind of when from the time he landed in Cape Town.
Nice.
Played an online set at Pizza Shed, and like I was shooting the whole thing so that I'm busy still with the visualizer for the Yebo music.
We will share the links for all the work Jesse's doing with Leg. That's dope. Leg is dope. Wow. Jesse, thank you very much for being on the show today. Episode 3. And you're now officially part of Creative Lens. Thank you for just thank you for being here, man, and just sharing the stories, dog. This is very important. We're going live in November, so this is episode 3. We've got a few more episodes to record, and they'll be coming out every Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But so far, so good, man. So thank you for coming through. Man, much love. Much love. And that's all for us. Episode 3 with Jesse. Much love. Presenting out of Cape Town, the mother city. And this podcast is for the world, from Cape Town, with love. We out. Peace.